Hello everyone and welcome back to another video. Today we're going to talk about Lost Ark and kind of like a review of the closed beta. Because the closed beta is ended and now we probably have to wait a few months before we can get the game for real. So I kind of just wanted to make like a short review of the beta itself. So let's go to the agenda and see what we're going to talk about today. As you can see in the agenda, we are going to talk about servers, character creation, intro, main story campaign, dungeons, and the overall MMO aspect. So basically I only leveled up to, I think I got to level 22 or something like that, maybe even 25. So I only unlocked dungeons, I didn't unlock raids or PvP or anything like that. I shortly touched on trading, like the gathering, mining and stuff like that. So I'm not really into that yet, so that will be unfair to talk about since I haven't really touched it. But it's fair to talk about the things that I have talked about, so let's go through each of the topics. But let's go to another screen with some more nice trailer. So the first topic we're going to talk about is servers. So basically Lost Ark, and because you know Amazon has also published and developed, well, they published and developed New World, which they had big server problems even in closed beta. That, you know, always queues, always problems with the server. And I have to admit, and maybe other people, they had problems in Lost Ark with servers, but I have to admit I had zero problems with servers. I never got a disconnect, I never had like any issues with servers, and there was never a full server. And again, the reason for why servers works better in Lost Ark is because they have these layers, channels. So when you look on your top right corner on your minimap, you can see there's like a channel where you can choose between like different channels. So let's say you go into one of the main capitals, then it probably has like 99 channels, which means there could be 99 more people in this city than it could be in New World, for example. So this game is like made to actually work better with more people on the same server, since it's channel wise, if you get what I mean. Also, the game has crossplay with servers. Still, I cannot find out if you can actually pre-invite someone to like a group from another server, but I know when you do matchmaking, then you can get like people from different servers, since you can see the name, they can have like a server name in there. So that's a pretty cool thing. But still, I just want to say on servers I had no issues, and I actually think they are ready for like going live with servers, because the servers, they just worked out of the box, boom, just worked, totally worked. So definitely worth it with the servers. That's just super fine. Second thing we're going to talk about is character creation. So character creation is kind of cool in Lost Ark, since you don't have to use time on the body of the character, because each of the classes, like the warrior, the sorceress, or you know, like the mage classes, the warrior classes, the gunner classes, they each have their like own body type. So that's why you're not really allowed to touch on the body, but you're allowed to like do a lot of customization with skin color and like face, like how you look with the face and hair and stuff like that. So I would say the character creation in this game is a really good one. Probably like, I would probably give it like 8 out of 10 in character, like if I had to really score it in that way. So the character creation, super fine, super cool, and I was able to create the character that I really wanted to make, like even with the skin color, the face, the hair. So super fine, super cool. So character creation, cannot complain, and I think it's really unique that each like class, like warrior, gunner, stuff like that, they have their own unique look, which I think is really cool. So big thumbs up on that one. Regarding the first thing we're going to talk about is the intro. Like when you create your character and you go into the game, there was an intro on the closed beta. I know it might not be the same intro as maybe the final game, since we started at level 10, so you could pick your special class at the moment you logged in, where I know from the other games like in Russia or Korea, you start at level 1 and you have to go up to level 10 before you get your special class. But in this beta you start at level 10 and you could pick your paladin or your berserker or whatever you wanted to play ASAP when you logged in. which I liked it. I really enjoyed that they really wanted us to test out all the different classes from the moment we create a character. I also played the tutorial that they had, like this main quest thing where you follow like a captain, you go to from some treasure hunting, kills a boss, which the boss was kind of weird. It didn't really attack, it was just like standing and looking at us, but yeah, still. But still, overall, the intro to the, I would say, to the closed beta, like the tutorial quest, like the whole thing there, was spot on. I really enjoyed it. That was nice story, was fun, and yeah, just a pretty good intro. Normally I hate like intros to tutorials from games, but this game actually had a pretty fun tutorial and really helped you understanding the game. So I think thumbs up on the intro part, definitely. So the fourth thing I wanted to talk about is like the main story campaign. So we got, you know, basically games like Final Fantasy 14, it's very famous, popular because of its MSQ, like main story campaign. And I would say the main story campaign in Lost Ark is actually quite cool. I enjoyed it. I was following. I skipped all the yellow quests. I only basically followed my orange one, you know, the main story. I just followed that simply because I really wanted to like go fast as possible in this beta and try to level up. And people was recommending me to just follow the main quest and skip all the side quests. Of course, when we get the real game, I'm gonna do all quests I meet. But just for this, you could say test, I was enjoying just doing the main story quick campaign. And I honestly think the main story campaign in this game is really cool. The story is nice. I love this angel versus demon theme. Like all things of that main story was totally on spot. Like I love the priest you follow and the demon that basically you have to fight against and building an army, and just the whole story was really interesting. The story in Final Fantasy didn't catch me at all. Like the story in Final Fantasy was for me super boring. I respect that a lot of people think it's super good in Final Fantasy. That's just how it is. But the story in this game, in Lost Ark, was so good. Like I really, really enjoyed it. And I loved how they tied it up with dungeons and stuff like that. So thumbs up on the main story campaign. I'm gonna read it all. I'm gonna like go through it all, read it all, follow the quest, and really understand the lore of this game. So yeah, big thumbs up on that. The fifth thing I wanted to talk about is like the dungeons. So already in level, I think it was like level 11 or something like that, I got the first dungeon, which is insane. Like a lot of other MMOs, you have to like get up in a high level before you get the first dungeon, and you can really begin to like get tired in the game because you really just want this group content. But I have to admit, when I first started getting the first dungeon, I think it was only like 1 hour later I got the second dungeon, and like 2 hours later, 1 hour later, I got the third dungeon. Like the dungeons just keep like boom, 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 boom. And the dungeons in this game is actually super fun. Like you go in, you meet a lot of trash mobs, there's story in it, like a real story that you can follow. Like there is some thing happening in there. It's just not like a cave you go inside and just kill random mobs without any story. Like it is actually attached to the main story, which was super cool. I really enjoyed like listening what was happening, why was this boss in here, what was happening. But overall the dungeon experience was super cool. Like I tried it with friends, like playing with a friend and doing dungeon. That was hilarious. Like I loved playing dungeons together with someone. Especially, I love the way that the dungeons in this game scale from 1 to 4 players. So basically, you can either do the dungeon alone, or you can do it 1 or 2 or 3 or 4, and it just scales and makes it harder the even more people you are. But I really enjoy doing it with a friend, and yeah, so I can just imagine how much fun this game is going to be once it gets out, because I'm going to do so much dungeons in this game. Like, dungeon in this game is really good, like super good. So yeah, bravo on the dungeons, super cool. So when talking about the MMO aspect, like do you feel it's an MMO when playing this game? For example, if you ask me, do you feel this was an MMO? And I would say yes. Every time I walked into a city, I saw a lot of people, even though I know that, you know, even though I know that there was like a lot of channels that you could switch between, so if they didn't have channels, there would be 10 times more people, but I don't want that, because already now I felt like there was a lot of people in these cities, and I felt the city was living. So if you imagine if they collapsed all those 99 layers into one layer, no, you wouldn't even be able to see the ground, like, nah. So I honestly think the social aspect in the game, walking cities, walking open land, I saw a lot of players, and I think it's cool. Like, I really enjoyed meeting random players and see how they look with the gear, and, you know, kind of helping out each other with questing and stuff like that. So I felt this game was living. I felt it was open world. I know it's not like open world like New World, where it's just one big open world you can walk around, but still, even though it has this portals like in Albion Online where you have to like portal to the next zone, the zones are still so big that I don't really matter. For me, it doesn't matter if I have to like teleport to the next zone, because they also had this fast traveling system where you could just get to another zone very quick. So for me, it just felt all connected, and there was always players meeting, there was always players everywhere, and, you know, every time you write at the chat, there was always someone answering. Like, so I honestly feel this game was very living, and the matchmaking for getting dungeons in a group and stuff like that was so quick, because you don't have this trinity with healer, damage, tank. I know, of course, when you get to end game, it's probably going to be something-ish, where some people can help others with buffs and so on. But still, like, getting a group in dungeons, this game is just so quick, because in low levels, especially, because there's no trinity, so you just get whatever you get. Just a bunch of people which DPS and sell here with their potions. So I enjoyed this game. I felt people. I was even going down and fishing, where someone just came down and watched me fishing, because I could see on him that he was like, oh, this guy is fishing. How does he do that? He didn't ask me, but I could just see on him he was like curious, seeing what I did. It's already there that I was fishing, and people came down and see what I did. It's just, yeah, I enjoyed the whole MMO aspect of this game, which I think is really good. So going to, you can say, the final verdict, like the final opinion about the game, which is, I have to admit that this game entertained me a lot. Normally when I get closed beta for an MMO, I play like 1 or 2 hours, because I don't really want to spoil the fun. I don't really want to like rush through the content. I don't want to, because I hate server wipes. I don't want to do the things again. But I have to admit, with Lost Ark, I couldn't stop. I just, every time I had a possibility to play the game, I played it. And I played it, and I played it, and I didn't stop. I just played. And yeah, you're probably asking, but why would you only level 20? Well, that's because I have a job, I have kids, I have a wife, I have a house, I have animals. So, you know, I didn't, even though I play all the time, as I said, it's still only a couple of hours there and here. So, but every time I could play, every time I had time to play, I played the game. I played the hell out of it. And I can't wait to get my hands on it again. For real, when the closed beta is down now, I just feel like I need this game. Like, I don't want to boot up any other MMOs right now, because I just want this game. I just want it. And then you could say, why don't you go to the Russian server or the Korean server? But that's because I I don't want to download that thing that patched the language so it's English, and I don't want to download a VPN. You know, it's just like, it's too much for just playing a game. So I'm gonna wait till the game actually comes out in Europe. But still, I'm like, I want this game because I really enjoyed it. So if I have to rate the closed beta, like, see, like, that's the thing, I can't even rate it. Like, I can't even give it a score, because it will probably be like 10 out of 10, because I really enjoyed it. But that's the thing, I didn't get to end game, I didn't get to the grind, I didn't get to like all the, maybe the things that throw people off. I didn't get into PvP where maybe some people would just crush me. And that's the thing, I didn't see any negative things in the game yet, because I only went to like level 20. So I only had like super fun. So if I just had to rate my experience from what I did, it would definitely be a 10 out of 10. But again, it was only to level 20. So it's hard to rate a game where you only played like 30% of the game. Maybe I only like covered 20% of the game. Who knows, maybe even 10% of the game. But from those 10% of the game I played, that was a 10 out of 10. And then of course when I get the final game and I get to max level and I play the game for 100 hours, then maybe I'm gonna give it like 7 out of 10 or 8 out of 10 or 6 out of 10. But from the experience I had and the beta right here, the beta worked, everything was fun, the combat is amazing in this game, and everything was just like spot on. So definitely for the closed beta here, I'm giving a hardcore 10 out of 10. But you know, still I have to play the final game, get to max level and try out raiding and all that and PvP to give it a real score. So just for the experience of the closed beta, and if Amazon for some reason should watch this video, I'm just gonna say the closed beta was a success. I enjoyed it, I had no problems, so cool. So thanks for the experience, I really appreciate it, and I'm gonna buy the Platinum package because I love this game so much, so I'm gonna support it with the big package. Also, I want the skins, you know. I'm a sucker for skins, I love skins in games, so that's what I'm gonna do. Thanks for watching everyone, it was a short review of the Lost Ark closed beta, and that was definitely, for myself, my own opinion, it was a definitely hardcore 10 out of 10. Thanks for watching, and hopefully see you soon in Lost Ark again, and yeah, peace out.